We are at Bridal Hill Farms in Jeffersonville, New York, shooting Women's Wear Daily's Woodstock shoot to celebrate the 40th anniversary of the Woodstock Music Festival. Woodstock was so influential as far as fashion goes, so it was sort of a no-brainer for women's wear to do it. The first reference that comes to anybody's mind when they think about Woodstock is hippies. The festival goers, which is more what we were sort of interested in, they were kids, so they were wearing bell-bottom jeans and ratty old t-shirts and caftans and tunics. With a fashion shoot, you sort of try to create a fantasy sometimes, and with this, we really were trying to make an effort to keep it real and keep it to what the kids were actually wearing. The casting was really important for this. Obviously, we wanted models that kind of felt like they could be at Woodstock and could kind of be hippies.
One of the models came here today. Really, I don't need to put anything on him. I mean, he's it. Essentially, he had the look, you know. So, I mean, I think that's part of its appeal, that it just kind of appeals to each generation of youth coming up. The first thing that comes to mind when you think of hippie accessories was fringe. Fringe, suede, lots of natural leathers, sandals. But then you also have the classic things like a fried boot, or we brought some of the Minnetonka moccasins. And then it's just fun to sort of layer on a lot of beaded jewelry, silver, throw in a little turquoise. I mean, there's so much iconic accessories and fashion style from that period that, 40 years later, we're still doing it.
The idea was just to create looks that were as natural as possible. We really wanted the models to be an extension of the environment, to just sort of walk and be a part of the nature and the things that were around them. And, I think these little moments will really turn out to be a really beautiful shoot.
When the counterculture came out and suddenly was growing their hair and, wearing the love beads and the peace signs, it was just such an impact. And the reality is, I think it always appeals to anyone that has a sort of bohemian free spirit. Because even it sort of immediately puts you in a state of mind of that's how you feel, about life and everything, just sort of easygoing.
I would have loved to have been at Woodstock. I'm totally a musician, a little bit of a hippie, I guess. I don't know. I like to live free. I think that's what Woodstock was about.
I think it's definitely uniquely American. Even just going back to the musicians of the time, which, classic American rock and roll. Jimi Hendrix, Jefferson Airplane, all those guys. And they had the look as well. We can kind of own that one.